Get this. A man's on his way to work when he drives up to the scene, and there's chaos and there's protests and an ICE raid on a California cannabis farm. That's when things went wrong for U.S. citizen and Army veteran George Redez Jr. George works as a security guard at the Glass House Farms in Camarillo. And you can see his white car right here being blocked by a wall of agents. He exited his car and tried to tell the officers he was going to work legally as a citizen. Agents then surrounded his car, banging on his windows. George, he tried to back away from the agents, but was pepper sprayed. His car engulfed. He says when he then was pinned down by two officers and then arrested, George was held for 3 days at the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles. No charges were filed. He had no access to an attorney, and he missed his 3-year-old daughter's birthday. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement, George Redez was arrested and he has been released. He has not been charged. The U.S. Attorney's Office is reviewing his case, along with dozens of others, for potential federal charges related to the execution of the federal search warrant in Camarillo. George Redez Jr. joins me now. George, thank you for being here. When I saw this story, I mean, it's hard to believe what you experienced, because when you pulled up and you saw the chaos, what did you think was going on?
Um, I kind of, I kind of put two and two together that a protest was happening. I mean, the street was completely filled with people. It was a log jam. Cars lined up, people getting out their cars, um, and it was just a big crowd. So I kind of figured what was going on when I pulled up and saw it.
But as you're pulling up, I mean, you're a citizen, you're a veteran, you
Yes,
weren't a part of the protest, you were trying to go to work. Did you tell the ICE officers all this when you spoke to them?
it was the first thing I said when I pulled up to them and asked them and told them everything. I told them I was a U.S. citizen, that I worked there, um, that I was trying to get at work. I mentioned that I was a veteran. I told them all these things. I wasn't part of the protest. I'm not there to fight them.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to get to work.
What'd they say?
They didn't care. They all just started yelling at me and started getting hostile. Um, they just started getting hostile.
We see, as in the video, what's going on in the car engulfed, and you were pepper sprayed. You were also held for 3 days. There were no charges filed. You didn't have access to an attorney where you were held. What were you told during those 3 days about why you were there and how long you might have to be there?
Um, I was told nothing, not a single thing.
Could you call somebody? Could you
They
talk to
just
anyone?
no, they didn't let me call anyone. They didn't let me talk to a lawyer. They didn't even let me shower when I was covered in tear gas and CO spray and my body was burning.
That's unbelievable to think that you were denied those things. I mean, you have said that you were put on suicide watch. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Um, just dealing with that entire situation and what had happened with that entire incident that day. And then um, on top of all that, just knowing that I would miss my daughter's birthday, that was the biggest one for me. It's hard if I'm being honest. Just knowing that I will never get that chance to know that I wasn't there. I didn't even wasn't even able to get her a gift. So it's it's a terrible feeling.
Of course. I can only imagine. I mean, what you were thinking at that time. And you are a father of two young kids. Your daughter was turning 3 while you were detained. But George, I keep going back to not only being a father and, of course, a human being, you are a veteran who served this country. When you look and reflect on how you were treated in that moment and what's happened just a week later, how are you feeling?
Um, I'm feeling um Every feeling in the book, it just I just can't wrap my head around it. I still can't wrap my head around it. I missed a lot. I missed a lot when they locked me up, and there was just a lot to deal with, and a lot that happened. I just can't wrap my head around it, if I'm being honest with you.
Did you expect when you said you were a veteran to have been treated differently by the officers?
No, it shouldn't matter if I'm a veteran. It shouldn't matter if I was a citizen or not, or the color of my skin. No one should be treated that way at all, especially without questioning or just for no reason at all. Um, just because their emotions got the best of them. No one should be treated that way.
George Redis, thank you for joining and sharing what has happened. I'm sorry that you have lost what you have. It's really shocking to all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.